So hi all. So thank you very much for joining. Okay, so you are able to see my screen, right? Just give me confirmation.
Yes,
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I gave the batch name is a UiPath Ocean batch. Okay, so because the UiPath looks like an ocean, so it has a lot of topics. That's why there's no separate tool called UiPath Ocean batch. Okay, it's like just a batch name. That's it. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So before going to the UiPath, so let's talk about the RPA. So RPA means it's like a robotic process automation. Okay, robotic process automation means normally. So usually we are just doing the programming, right? So you have a something like a C language. Yeah. Okay. So what all the programming languages you heard about, or you know? Let's ping in the chat window. If you want to communicate, just use the chat window. Okay, whenever I ask the questions. Okay, if I say the programming language, so can you just type, okay, Java, okay, so Python, all others can participate in the chart. Okay, so .NET, C#.NET, okay. Okay, so this Java, C#, C++, these are all the different programming languages to do the programming. Suppose, for example, if you want to develop an web application, okay, so in which language we are using we're developing the web application? So in different languages, so so you can develop the web application in the .NET, in PHP, in Java, right? Okay, so there is a programmer. Just type some testing tools if anyone from testing background. Okay. Automation testing. The concept is like a automation testing. So if you say the automation testing, just type something about the automation testing. There is Selenium, QTP. Okay. So yeah, Selenium, QTP. These different type of tools are there. Testing tools. Okay. So automation testing is a concept, right? So it has to implement the automation testing, you are using the tools like a Selenium, QTP, like that. In the same programming language, there is no separate programming language. So the programming language is a concept. Okay, so you have to implement by using the C#, C#, .NET, right? Java, Python, PHP, like that. In the same way, RPA is a concept. Okay, so first of all, you just get the clear information about what is UiPath and what is RPA. Okay, RPA is a robotic process automation, is a concept. Okay, it's not like a tool. So to implement the RPA, so in the market there is a multiple tools are available. So in the like a multiple programming languages are available for developing the web applications or Windows applications or mobile apps, right? So you have a different type of languages are available in the market. So to develop the applications. In the same way, to implement the RPA. Okay, so to implement the RPA, so you have a different type of tools like a UiPath, Automation Anywhere, Blue Prism. Okay, so you have a lot of so 50 plus tools are there. So first of all, so what is the advantages of the RPA? Why we have to implement the RPA? So earlier days, so you didn't have about this so RPA, robotic process automation. If you take the so 6 years back or something like that. Give me 1 second. So someone is going to join. They have some. Give me 1 second, as it is so some people joining very newly, they are just having some trouble with Zoom. So we'll join this. Let me check the information. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so the RPA is a robotic process automation. It is a concept. So to implement the RPA, so you have multiple tools available in the market, different type of tools from the different companies. So first of all, so before few years, like I suppose, for example, if you go back to the 10 years back like that, so you didn't heard this much this word like RPA, so jobs in RPA. So people are moving from one technology to the another technology. So even though employees or the employees are having the experience in different sector, like as a testing background people, they are coming to the RPA, and the coding background people, they are coming to the RPA. So not only that, so there's non-technical background people like the so pharma industry experts are there moving to the RPA. Some BPO guys, so who are working in the BPO concept, so they have a lot of experience in the BPO. They're just moving to the RPA. Some people, so I heard, so as per my experience, so I had so a lot of people like from SAP to RPA, database to RPA. Okay, so many people nowadays moving from the sector to their technology to the RPA, because now there is a lot of openings, and a lot of demand are there in the RPA. So first of all, let's learn what is RPA, robotic process automation. Okay, so this is a concept. It is a automating the manual stuff. Okay, it is not testing. So if you just some people, they're from the testing background, so they are testing, so by using the automation. Okay, they're just, it is like a automation testing. But here we're automating the process, so any type of process which is a manual, now we are just converting into the automation. So if you see the in 1990s, like you have a computer world. So earlier there is no computers. So okay, so computer evolution come into the picture, and so within that, so all the sectors. Okay, so just imagine, go back to the some decades. Okay, so where the computers are not that day, like so it's like a computer initial days. So people are just some people, they are just taking as a okay, so technology implementing these organizations. Some people, they are avoiding the okay, so computers into their organization, so because they think that they lost their jobs. Okay, so earlier it is a manual work. They're just keeping all the things in the paperworks, and everything is a manual. Okay, so if you just take any example, like so banking, so earlier, so how much time it will take? So before, you have seen the ATMs. Okay, so to take the money from the banks, withdraw money from the banks, it takes a lot of time, right? So I remember that. So when I was in intermediate, so I got so we got some scholarship, right? So we had to go to the bank, and they will give some token. So okay, so again, so go to the another queue. Okay, so then they will call our token number. Then if you give the token into the, okay, so the person, so they will give the money. So it's like a evaluation, like a so making your work easier than the earlier. Okay, so in the same way, this is like a robotic that means so way, basically a RPA world. Right now RPA world is going on. So what on many organizations, so suppose, for example, if you see the computers, where is the computers available? So computers available in the sense, which domains? Just ping in the chat window, or whatever you just think. There is a lot of domains or sectors. You see the computers right nowadays, it's like almost full. So in the education, so you can see the computers. In the pharma, you can see the computers. Just type some words in the chat window, anyone. Okay, so banking sector, you see the computers. And hospitals, yeah, so hospitals, Earlier there is no computers, but hospitals, they are using the computers, and oil and gas industries, right? So all the industries are using the computers right now. In the same way, people are moving to the RPA world in all industries. Okay, now the people are using the RPA in all sectors. In the healthcare sector, hospitals, they are using the RPA robots. Okay, robots. So here people call like a there is a robots and bots. So basically, so people using the RPA were creating the small piece of program only. Okay, a software, a simple program which mimics the human actions. Okay, but in the RPA also, if you just say how many robots you are build, so people think like so physical robots. Okay, so if you say so, I'm just building the robots. So what it means? So people think like you're building some physical robots with the electronic circuits. Okay, that's why differentiate between the virtual robots and physical robots. Okay, so right now in the RPS, we are not going to create a physical robots. We are creating the virtual robots, which is a sit into the system, which exactly work like a human. So okay, so we have to train to that, not train. We have to design such a bots. So how the human is doing. So how human interact with the computer. So can you say some small activities people interact with the computers? What people will do with the computers? What is the actual duty? So everyone, so if you just take your daily life, what you're doing so with the computer. So suppose for example, so once you come to the office, you go to the mail and check the mails, right? So if anyone requested something, so you just go to some applications and fetch the data and send back to the particular persons, right? Interact with the mails, interact with the Excel applications, right? Interact with the Word applications. Suppose if you get the PDFs, okay, so in the zip format, so unzip the PDFs, take the data from the PDFs and load into the Excel. These are all manual work people doing. So opening the website, okay, opening the website and so extract some data or some clicks. So there is some so people are interacting with these kind of generic things like this. So interact with the multiple applications. Okay, so the documents are this in the database. Suppose, for example, people are interacting with the database files or CSV files. Okay, so as it is anyway we are creating the bots only, but the softwares only. That's why, so to differentiate between the physical robots and virtual robots, people call it as a bots in the RPA world. Okay, so when they call, so otherwise even anyone introduce you in UiPath or so any RPA, so people call interviewer calls like ask like a question. So how many bots you implemented in your organizations? Okay, how many bots? So these people, so these many bots I implemented. These things are all basically the terminology. Bots is a terminology. Okay, so if you think so before RPA, there is automation. Before RPA, people do automation. Okay, so automation means convert the manual work into the so without human. So if anything is working without human, that is called automation. Understand? If any action is done by the computer or without human, that is called automation. Okay, so people build automations long back with the multiple, so with using the lot of code. Okay, so the many people, they write a lot of lines of code in the C language or C++ language or Java, .NET, Python, and they are doing the automation. So they are doing the automation in the sense. So in the PowerShell also, they can just build some scripts, and if the script runs, so it automatically. Okay, so it automatically what it will do is it automatically do the manual work. Suppose for example, every day it will create a suppose for example every day it has to create a day folder. Okay, so manually they have to create. But okay, so just imagine, so every day they have to create a day folder, so and with the date, and they have to transfer some files to the day folder. So just imagine that is the work. So they can create a scripts using the script languages, any languages, and they can build a automation. But what is RPA? I mean, RPA in the sense, so this RPA means the main target is here without code or less code, code free. Okay? We're not writing any code to automate anything. We're just drag and drop and arranging the logic here. Okay. Understand? We're not writing any code from in the to do automation here. Let us see what is the advantage. The first advantage of the RPA is works in the existing business process. Okay, and what is the works in the existing business process? For example, if any new technology, if any organization has to introduce into their organization, they have to do some modifications in the existing business. For example, they purchased the SAP, or they purchased the SharePoint or Salesforce, any technology. If they have to introduce into their organization, they have to do some modifications in the existing business. But RPA will work exactly how the human is working. Okay, so if the employee is clicking on the button, the RP is also clicking on the button. If the employee is typing something in the text box, RP is, the bot is also typing something in the text box, right? In the as it is, so it will mimic the human actions in the existing business. That's why we no need to change the existing business. And the next one is like, so next advantage is like, so it will work for the 24/7, no sick leaves, no vacations. Don't take sick, as it is a software, it will work 24/7. So if you see the human, okay, so the employee will work in the 8 hours per day. Okay, so they will take the sick leaves, they will take the occasion leaves, but the as it is a robot, so it is like a, so 24/7 it will work, and it is faster than the human, and minimal errors, and also you can just minimize the errors also. So suppose, for example, today you develop a bot 1.0 version. Tomorrow, if any errors are there, so in the next version we'll fix that and implement. So as a human, so if you compare the robot and human, the bot and human may do mistakes. Okay, even though the human is working in the same type of work every day, from last 10 years, every day the same type of work, even though sometimes he or she may do mistakes. But the bot, how you just develop, how you just tell to the robot, in the same way it will work, so without doing mistakes. Okay, so works in the unstructured data. Unstructured data in the sense, it's like there is a structured data and unstructured data. There is a two kinds of data is there. Okay, so what is meant by structured data means, if any data you just arrange in the rows and columns, that is called structured data. Okay, can you just give some small example for the structured data? Ping in the chat window. Now also you are getting the background noise.
Yes, Sudhir, there is lots of background noise actually.
Lots of background noise. Okay. What about now? If still it is having the background noise, then I have to change my mic. Is it still background noise is coming for you, or it is better than earlier? It's better. Okay, thank you. Okay, yeah. Okay, so yeah. So can you tell me some structured data where we are just Yeah, data from Excel. Perfect. It is a structured data. Or not. So good. So because the data from the Excel is arranged as a table format data, rows and columns, right? Can anyone tell another example? Maybe the HTML table or CSV, comma separated values text file, right? A database table, SQL. Perfect, Praveen. Okay, so SQL table is a structured data. So you have if you want to retrieve the information, so you have what is the row number, what is the column number. Okay, so you can have an address of each and every data. But there is unstructured data. Can you tell me something unstructured data examples? The PDF, the image. Okay, so these kind of things are unstructured data, which does not have a rows and columns. So it's like a Word document. Okay, so these are all the. It will work with the unstructured data also using the video. It's text files. Perfect. Okay, Nagarjuna. So text files is also a unstructured data. It's not in rows and columns, but it is having the information. But we have to use that information in our automation. So even though it is an unstructured data, so we can use that OCR concept, optical character recognition concept, and we can automate the lot of tasks. Okay, and the next one is like so no coding is required. 95% coding is not required. Okay, we're not going to write any coding in the sense. I'm not saying that 100%. I'm saying that 95% you're not going to write any coding because everything is a built-in. So that means ready-madely available. They already build the activities. You have to utilize that activities and build the automation. Okay, so let us see here. Attended automation, so unattended. In RPA world, you have two kind of automations: attended automation, unattended automations. The name itself, it is saying that the human attendance is required to complete a process. Okay, so the human and robot combine together and they will complete the one process. Maybe the human judgment is required sometimes. Okay, understand? That is called so attended. The name itself, it is saying that human attendance is required. Unattended automations is like so it is an independent. So okay, we can schedule the robots in the particular times. So this will run automatically whenever you schedule. Can you please go into the mute, Kalyan and Amit?
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, thank you. No problem. Okay, so unattended automation is like it is a without human judgment. There is no human is not required to complete the whole process. Okay, so it is unattended. So human attendance is or judgment is not required. So we will schedule the robots in the particular timings. So based on the times, it will automatically runs. Okay, that is a RPA, robotic process automation in that. Now, so if you say which tool we have to learn, okay, so it's like a mobiles. Which mobile I have to purchase? So you have different companies are there. So every mobile. So if you say the Vivo company mobile or Oppo or Samsung, right? So Redmi, okay, iPhone. So if you have a lot of companies of mobiles are there, but all the mobiles have the Wi-Fi, have okay, so Bluetooth, and you have incoming calls, outgoing calls. Everything is okay. A camera is there, right? Internet facility, everything is there. But how we will choose that? So the best we will choose, right? In the same way, in the RPA world, the best one is up to, so from the last 3 years onwards, UiPath is a best tool. So compared to the all others, so all other tools. So because so you can automate. So suppose for example, so if you want to build a website, you can build the website using the Python or PHP or .NET or Java. Okay, so each language has their own advantages and disadvantages. In the same way, so all the tools having their own advantages and disadvantages, But compared to the, so from the race, so in this race, so in the RPA race, the UiPath is a king. Okay, so from last 3-4 years onwards, so UiPath is a leading tool. So why UiPath is a leading? So there is a lot of things out there. So let's go to the UiPath. So if you go to the UiPath.com, just type the UiPath.com, so you can see there is a try UiPath free. Okay, so if you click on this one, try UiPath free, it will redirect you to the cloud.uipath.com. So you have to continue in existing organization. So you click on the continue existing organization, or it will ask you to log in with your Gmail or so LinkedIn profile or any Microsoft. So I already logged in. So if I just logged out, so it will ask you to log in with some account. Okay, so log in with the, suppose so I'm just logging with my Gmail account, and so I'm just selecting the Gmail which I want to log in with. So once you log into your cloud .uipath.com, I'm getting these things, but you will not get those things. Once you log into this cloud.uipath.com, so you can see this download studio. Are you able to see in the right hand side? Okay, download studio. Okay, you can click on the download studio and just double click, so it will install into your system. That's it. Okay, very simple. And let us see why we have this is a free version. So the one key point why the UiPath is in the top is like UiPath has a community edition. Okay, there is two editions are there, community and enterprise. Okay, so if you install, so download, so you have a community and license. If it will ask you to install in the download the ms.msi. Okay, you have a community in the sense it is a free. It's not free for 60 days. It's not free for 30 days. It's a lifetime free. Understand? It's a lifetime free. So they just announce that, like, so if you are a student or if you are a researcher, so if you're researching something in the RPA, just go and use the free version. And okay, so they have a limitation, like so 5 automation bots, 5 RPA bots, these things and all there. There is some limitation, not in the futures of the automation RPA, not in the futures of the UiPath. The limitation is like a number of bots, number of robots. Okay, number of these things and all limitation is there. Okay, so it's a free version is there. Not if you are the bigger organizations, they should not use the community edition. They have to use the enterprise edition. So first key point is a community edition, lifetime free community. So up to 3 years back, if you go to 3 years back, RPA is there. So a lot of companies are there. So Automation Anywhere, Blue Prism, there is many companies are there. But Automation Anywhere and Blue Prism is a top on those days, 3 years, 4 years back, 4 years back. Okay, but they don't have a free lifetime community edition. They have a free version, but it is a 60 days version. Okay, so in that time, so this UiPath is announced that, okay, so community edition they can use, anyone can use in the sense they have a limitation. So if the organization having this much price, that means price in the sense is the turnover of this much amount, then they should use enterprise, not community. So the small startups can use community, no problem. And there is a forum, UiPath forum is there. Okay, so this UiPath forum, so let me just ping these things and all. UiPath forum is there. There is a multiple experts are available on the live, so you can just chat. Okay, so or you can just simply raise your query here, so that you can get the answers from here. Okay, so there is an academy. Academy.uipath.com is there. So they provided a lot of free trainings. Okay, so the UiPath itself give the lot of free trainings. So you can go to the academy.uipath.com. So and then so just so search for the free courses. Log in with your Gmail and free courses. You have a lot of courses are there. Okay, there is a UiPath test manager is there. There is a lot of courses are free, and Okay, these are all the courses. So what are all the free courses? My my recommendation is just parallelly. So while you are learning from here, so parallelly you just go to the courses from academy and complete one by one. Okay, so wherever it is a free. So it is this free versions are having the two types of things like a functional and technical. So there is a business analyst kind of okay. So suppose a solution architect, these things and all there. So the function. So normally the technical wise, if you see, there is a lot of so how to use the UiPath automation cloud, UI automation, user interface automation, UiPath apps, UiPath assistant, these things and all there. This is the academy is there, and then suppose let's go to the UiPath. This is a they have a lot of products. See how many products are there. They are just implemented a lot of products. Like so, you have the apps and assistant, okay, action center, chatbots. You can just combine the RPA with the chatbots. Okay, so these are all the things are available. Now let's go to our slides. So that's why UiPath we chosen. The UiPath has three main components. One is a studio, and then one is a robot, and then one is a orchestrator. Studio is where you are building the robots. Okay, building the robots in the sense where you are. Suppose once you install UiPath into your system, so you can see the UiPath robot or UiPath assistant. Basically, this is a UiPath assistant. So we call it as a assistant. By using the assistant, the robot will trigger. So let's call UiPath robot studio. The studio looks like this one. Where you are developing the bots, okay, that is a studio, and the robot is the execution engine. The second one is the robot is a execution engine. So whatever you develop in the UiPath studio, the robot can understand, and the robot will execute the whole software, so whole programs which you develop in the studio. Okay, orchestrator is not installed into your PC. It is a web application. This is our so initially we went right. This is orchestrator. Okay, the cloud.uipath.com is a orchestrator. You have a lot of services are there. The orchestrator have. Okay, so these are all the web-based applications. Web-based. Okay, you can see the things. You can monitor how many robots are there. You can trigger the process from the cloud, or you can just schedule the bots from the cloud. You can monitor how what is the situation of the bot, so how much it is executed, so what errors are there, everything from the cloud. So from the web you can monitor. This is a based application. Remaining two, the studio and robot, are the once you install into your system, so you will see the studio and assistant. Okay, now this is a studio. So let's go to the new project. So you can see the new project, so open project, so open recent, right? So let's go to the open new process. So create a new process with the plain. So process means it is a blank process. Okay. Demo or day one. Okay. So let's do your project name. So which you're building, project name and the project location user, right? The project location and the description. That's it. Okay. So you can just click on the run and it will open the empty blank page. Click on open main workflow. This is a blank page. This white page is a blank page. We have to build the logic here. So what we will build? Suppose, for example, so whatever you are doing, so the actions. So suppose any actions, click activity, double click activity, mouse over, okay, type, these things and all the actions you are doing with the computer. So for each and every action, you have a one activity, separate activity. Suppose, for example, so what we will just do, let's take a small example, Google. So we're going to the Google and so type the I'm just using the Google calculator. So this one plus this one is equal. So what is that? Okay. I'm just using the Google calculator. So to take the sum expression and the result. Okay. So now let's go to the simple one, a folder. So I'm just creating the folder. Okay, so this folder name is like a some calculations. Here, just use something like a text file. Calci. Calci 1. This text file having some mathematical expression, right? Suppose mathematical expression in the sense plus, okay, mathematical expression is there. So what you have to do, so you have to apply, suppose for example, so the human. So let's create another text files. Okay, something few text files. This is like a two. This is a 3. Okay, so there is some text files. The text files having the information like a the values basically, okay. The expressions, any expressions like a so plus. Okay, so you have a different type of. Just imagine we have a 3 Excels. What the human has to do? Human has to open the Chrome browser and go to the this expression, okay, and type the expression in the Google. So Google using the equal to. Equal to is not there in the text files. Just type click on the enter. Once it is a click on the enter, and so you will get the some result right here. The result you will get. Just copy this result, and what you can do, so you can just append the text. So append the text in the sense the answer is like this one. Do you understand? The result you just paste here. Do the same thing in the Calci 1, Calci 2, Calci 3. Do you understand what the human has to do? Just type in the chat window. Just type yes or no. So the human has to refer the folder. The human has to refer the a Calci folder. In the Calci folder, there is a text files, multiple text files. Currently, we have 3 text files. Just imagine there is a hundreds of text files. Okay, so the employee has to calculate each and every, open each and every text file and copy the whole text and paste into the google.com, and it will give the result. Okay, that result it has to paste in the same text file. Let's do this one from the so by using the UiPath. Okay, so first what we done? We done like a, so for example, so each and every folder, right? For each, just use the for each activity. There is an activity, so you don't need to write a code, right? For each. So for each, so a little bit piece of functions you have to use. Very little bit piece of functions. Those functions I will explain in this course. I'm just copying this folder path. So and here in the for each, just I'm just changing the type argument to the string directory dot get files. So these things and all I will explain. Directory dot get files. This will give a small piece of functions you have to use. So very little functions. Okay, so this directory dot get files will give each and every file. So for example, file is the file is a temporary variable. Suppose you want a message box, you can just use a message box to display on the message. Basically, this is a work environment, and you have a different panels. You can see here. This is what activities panel. Okay, and this is a project panel. I will explain each and everything which you are seeing right now in the screen. In the whole course, I will explain each and every panel and each and every activity and menus, these things and all I will explain. Okay, here is the properties panel is there. I'll explain this activities panel. Let us see a small example. Do not worry how it is working. So because I want to show you how the RPA will help to automate the tasks. That's it. So don't worry about the what I am doing. So these things are all complex. Okay, so because I will go, I'm going to explain in the whole course. So okay, so each and every activity, what to use, how to use, and so where to use this. So which situations we have to use which activity, these things and all. Okay, so even though you are not going to, you are not understanding, so these things are just see. So how the bot will work. Okay. Not expecting in this place in this time, so you have to know all the storage these things and all. So I will explain later. Let us run this one. So I'm just running this bot. So it will do, it will simply go to this folder and see it is giving each and every file name. So calc1.txt, see the message box, calc2.txt, calc3.txt. So we will loop each and every file. Now, what we have to do, so we have to read the text, right? Read the text. There is a read text. Everything what you are doing, so everything, so you have a separate activity is there. Read text activity. So give the file name, file path. So and it will give a text string variable. Just Control K is creating the variable str string. Okay, so str string. Now, once you read the text, so you have to open the browser. Open browser. Open the Chrome, right? So to open the browser, open any browser, you have to use the open browser. Here you have to set which browser you want to open. So the browser is like a Chrome or Mozilla Firefox or Internet Explorer, right? So we're using the Chrome. So Chrome, and use a URL. So like so what is this code here? And this is a google.com. Just copy this URL. Copy this URL and give here in the double quotes, because a string variables you have to give in the double quotes. So once you use, if you want to maximize, normally maximize, you are just clicking on this button, right? There is a click activity, you can use a click activity, but there is a best approach is like there is a maximize activity. Maximize activities. Just drag and drop, it will maximize automatically. Okay, maximize. Even though this window is not maximized, suppose this is a situation, so it will maximize. Once it is open, it will maximize. Once you maximize, just type into, use the type into activity. Type into activity means we have to type something here, right? If you want to type anything from in the text box or notepad or okay, any place, URL box, any place. If you are typing something, you have to use a type into activity. So what I'm going to say is like you have all the activities for each and every action done by the user. So let us type. So once you use the type into, we have to say to the robot where you want to type, what you want to type. So what you want to type, so you have already the read text file. This is coming into this variable, copy, and you just mention here, but it will types of 5 into 5 plus 4 only. But okay, so indicate on the screen, indicate on the screen. So if you just select the indicate on the screen, the type into, so it will allow you to select the user element. Okay, so see, each and every element is identifying. Okay, now just go to the text box and indicate. Okay, then okay, then so here you have to use equal to also in the before, right? I'm just using the plus operator is a concatenation operator for, so equal to and 2 plus 3, then you have to use the enter, right? Once you type equal to 4 plus 9, press the enter key, right? Enter key. So there is a key, is special keys are available. If you click on this plus button, you'll see all the keys which is available in your keyboard. So the F1, break, enter, control. So just select the enter. Once it is typed, it will the enter. So let's do the same thing, repeat here manually. okay, manually. So once you hit the enter, you have to extract this result, right? So to get anything, to get any text, you have a get text activity. Get text activity is used to getting the text from the screen or an application and Word and anything, anything. If you want to get the information from the screen, you have to use a get text. Indicate on the screen and select the result. The result in the sense, so I'm just using this one. Okay. So the once it is get, you have to store this data into the result variable. Okay. Now, so what we have to do? We have to append a line. Append a line. So initially, we have to append a dot into the file, okay, and give the another line. Append a result variable into the file. Okay, append line. Once you append, so you don't need this website, right? Close tab. Okay, so if you click on the close tab, so you close this Chrome, close the Chrome and reopen again. So let us try now. So we have a 4 things, right? So one is a CalC1 having this, CalC2 having this. So we don't have results here. CalC3 having this. Okay, let's try to run this one. I'm just closing this Chrome browser. Our Chrome browser is not open. I'm just running the bot. Let us see now. So what will happen? This will open the Chrome and it will maximize. See, it is maximize. It is doing. It is typing the something information. Okay, and it is saying a message box. Once you click on the message box, it will go to the next image, next text file, and do the next text file. It is going. See the CalC1 having the what it is saying. So it has a other than that, it extracts a lot of information. So there is some selector issue. We'll fix that one also. Okay, selector issue. So it's not only extracting the results. It is extracting the something else also. Okay, so just use something some results. Let's try to in the get text. Suppose, for example, in the get text, you have this one. The whole thing. So what you are seeing is what is this text? What is this tax? These things all. Do not worry. So I will explain the selectors and all in detail. Okay. In coming days. Okay. So you can validate and you can highlight. So whether it is highlighting properly, then just make sure that finalize the selector. Let's try now. So I'm just removing this all the things. Only we have a expressions in the text files. Let us see here. I'm just using another fourth one. Here, this text file contains. Okay, we have expressions. We don't have a result, but so we have to. The bot has to pick each and every file from this folder and do the process. So using the Google calculator. Okay, so. Okay, let's run the bot. I'm just closing this browser. I'll run the bot and see. Now it will go to the before that. So let me let me stop this one. Let me stop. So remove this message box. Okay, so we don't need this message box. I'm just removing this activity. Now let us go to the first one. Everything that does not have it. All the text files does not have the results, but we're expecting the results from the bot. Bot has to pick each and every file from the folder and open the Google, type the expression, fetch the results, update the results in the text file, and close the Chrome tab. So see how much time it takes. It takes very little time, right? But if you see the text, it is updated the results in the first file, in the second file. Okay, what file? It is a small example, so you can understand. So okay, so now this is a small example, right? Okay, so you can understand how easy it is. So we didn't write any code, so we just drag and drop and arranging the activities and build this whole logic. And now, so let us see another example. I will show you a few examples so that you can understand. So the importance of the RPA or the power of the RPA on UiPath. Okay, so let us see some data scraping. So data scraping in the sense, let's go to the cities in India or any tabular format data. Okay, suppose for example, see here, these are all text. It is like a HTML table, right? HTML table. Let's create another process. So click on the process and create cities. So something like that. Okay. I give the name of the program, and so what the robot has to do. Let's do the manual work first of all. The manual work is like the person is has to create a folder. So this is a folder. So what the person has to do? The person has to go to the city, just copy and create a new folder here. Okay, so within that, what they has to do, they has to get the population. Okay, so population, and they have to create a. Let's imagine here, they have to get the state or union territory, and create a text file with that particular name. So what is the state of that particular? Okay, so city. Okay, then it has to give some population. So maybe based on the 2011, let's say here it has to type. Understand? The population is this one. So in the same way, so let's go to the human again. Go to the next city. What is the action? He has to create a folder with the Delhi. Then go to the Delhi. The state of Delhi is Delhi city, and create a text file with that particular name, and open the text file, copy the population, population for that. So this is what the human has to do. Just imagine. So, right now we have a static data, but imagine these values will change. Let us do this one with automation. Okay, let's go to the process. Now, let's you can see this is a tabular format data, right? Tabular format data. You have a data scraping mechanism here. The data scraping in this. Click on the data scraping. It gives the data scraping wizard. So click on the next and select any cell. As it is a HTML table, right? Click on any cell. What will happen? It is saying that, so you selected the table. Do you want to select the whole table? It is asking. So it is predicted. So it is identified that it is a table, HTML table. So it is asking us to select the entire table. Just click yes. It will select all the records. Okay, and also you can mention how many number of records you want, maximum records. Okay, so let's it's a maximum records. Just see. I'm just saying that like a 60 records. 60 records are how many are there here? Yeah, almost many are there. It's okay, because I want all the records, whatever the records. No, I don't want to fix the numbers, so I want all the records. Then you can mention the 0. Okay, Click on finish, and it will ask you. Sometimes some websites having the data, this tabular format data in the multiple pages. If you want to go to the multiple pages and extract the data, then you can click the S. Currently, we don't have a data in the multiple pages. It seems like so it has only single page only, right? There's no paging here. That's why I'm clicking the no. That's it. It's prepared. The whole thing is prepared. Now the whole data is put in this variable. Extract data table. So this is a extract data table. Okay. This is the data table. So we have to use the loop each and every row from that. So for each data row in the data table, just drag and drop the for each in the data table, and use the output of this in the here. Okay, then you just use first of all, what you have to do, you have to create a folder. Create folder. There is a create directory is there. Every action you have a separate activity for every action. Can you please go to the mute? Okay, every actions. Let's go and close this one. And here is the folder name. This folder name is also, if you want hard codes, you can hard code. Otherwise, you can just make that as a dynamic. So it is a dynamic folder, right? So to see magic is okay. So after that, so we have the dynamic folders. Now I'm just using this one here. The dynamic folders like a so current row. What is the column name you want to create? Let's go to the column name of this text for city. Let's copy the city or type the city. City, okay, dot to string. We create a folders. Okay, once you create a folders, what you have to do is you have to write text file. So copy this whole path. The whole path is a common. After that, you have to create a this one. So suppose, for example, or union. This is a column name, right? This is a column name. Okay, let's give the name of this one here plus current row of that column name dot to string. Okay, so after that plus dot txt file. So what you want to write? You want to write? So for example, see here. So which number it is? Population 0. The rank is in 0, and city is in the 0, 1, and 2. 0, 1, and 2, right? The population, so the populations we're just using the 1. Let us go to the UiPath here. Here, current row. See, you can mention the column name, or I'm just mentioning the simply index, the number, right? You can use the index also. Okay, and now, okay, see, there is the empty folder. Let us try to run now. This running, you can see in this folder. So the robot will create a folders. So see here, all the folders is created at one shot. See how much time it is taken. So if folders it is created, 319 folders it is created in less than a minute, right? So it's like so within seconds how much time it is taken. So go to the output panel, you can see the times. So what is the times when it is started? The started is like so just okay, so it's like so seconds, okay, or less than minutes. Okay, now let us check each and every folder. So whether this folder contains a the number, and here if you go to this one, got it? Do you understand? The whole, so this much easy. So this much easy. So you have to utilize the usage of the RPA. Suppose, for example, This whole course, what you're going to learn is like how many activities are there. So what all the activities are there? These things and all you will learn. So how much code we wrote here? Nothing, right? So very minimal. See here, the development is also very easy. The development, how much is it's automatically taken. We use the for each and we created the folder by using the create folder activity and write text file activity. That's it. It's very easy. Suppose, for example, this is a dynamic path. Shalini is asking, how can we give a dynamic path? This is a dynamic path. This file folder name is not a static, right? We don't know which city it is. We don't know which state it is. So we don't know these paths and all we get dynamically up to that folder. So city magic is up to that is a static. So okay, so you can give this into the variable also. Do you understand, Shalini? We use the dynamic folders only.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so we didn't hard coded any /Delhi /Kerala, right? /Kollam, right? So we didn't hard code anything. So it is a dynamic folder. It is picking from the text file, and so like that. And suppose, for example, let's go to a tabular format which having the tabular format which is having the numbers. So there have been pages. So data is there in the multiple pages. Let us see here. There is a multiple websites are there. So let's take this one. So let us see this new. Okay. Now this data is whatever you registered, right? This data is there in how many pages? You don't know. So it is not static, right? It is a 7 pages or 10 pages, anything. Okay. Now let us extract this information. So how can we extract? Let's go to and create a Zoom register. Okay. So we have to extract the informations. Can you show me how to give the file path again? Yeah, so the file path. So let us see here. So we'll do the same kind of work here. Okay, so the file path. So this thing and all. We'll just, what we will do. So we'll just get the information from the the register's names and email ID and when they are registered. Okay. Use this data scrap. So data scrapping. So here is go to here. So the same thing. Select the cell. And it is identified as a table. Just click OK and see it is extracted all the information like so what is the registers and email ID and when they registered these things all. Let's go to the click on the 0 and click on the 0 means it will extract all the information. Click on the finish and it is asking, so do you have a data in the multiple pages? Yes, we have a data in the multiple pages right now, right? In this example, click on yes and it will ask you to indicate the next statement. So if you click on these buttons, it will go to the next page, right? So that particular button, UI element, you have to indicate. Okay. So if you click on this one, so it will go to the second page. Because if you click on this one, and it is prepared this web file, and if you want to write the range, so Excel. If you want to write this one in the Excel, let's write in the Excel. I'm giving the path of this Excel in the. Let's give the path of the Excel. Suppose so in the calc itself we have to give the path of the Excel here. So we have a path of the Excel. See here, zoom.xlsx. That is a file. That file is not existed. Okay, but it has to create. So from where? So the output of the data table. So here give the extract data tables. Not only that. So if you want to create a folder, so use the for each row. So how we created in the previous example, in the same way, extract data table, and if you want to create a folders, create folder. Here I am giving the dynamic the file path Jyoti. Okay, so here this is up to this is a static. Okay, I'm just copying this path in the double quotes space slash here current row bracket open 1.2 string. Okay, plus that's enough. Okay, so it will create a folder. Simply it will create a folder. So currently we don't have a folders in the calc, and where is the zoom? So just see the zoom. Okay, so here is a zoom, so it has to go to the multiple pages. Let's run and see. Also, the Excel is also not there. What is that? Zoom.xlsx is also not there. Okay, see, it is moving to the each and every page. You can observe the pages, number of pages. Okay, what it is doing, it is extracting the first page, go to the next page, and extracting the next page, and go to the next page. It is so we don't know how many pages are there. Okay, but the UiPath has a mechanism, so it will just stop after the last page. Okay, so what we have to show to the robot is like as while developing, you have to show that. So the next button, next page button, and the tabular format data. Not only the tabular format data, you can extract the a pattern based data also. Okay, so the pattern based data in the sense, suppose if you go to the Flipkart, you have a different patterns, right? The patterns. What is that? So the folder path having the illegal characters. What it mean? Maybe this name contains something differently. The name. Okay, let us see first of all this zoom.xlsx. The zoom.xlsx is extracted all the information from the zoom. So this is the 0th one. This is the first one. In the first, so let us see is there any characters. So it is saying that's one and the okay, so maybe you're not able to create this file. Yeah, up to few it is created. So Anil Kumar, Gopi Gutikonda, Jesse, right? So what is the first one? Let's go to this. Yeah, Kiran. Up to where it is created, and Shalini does not have a but so let us do small thing like so it is surrounded with the 10 catch. If that is having the issue, so we'll just the exception and go to the next item. Okay, log message. Just drag the log message and it will type the log message here error. Okay, exception dot message. It will give the error. So you can have a error exception handling also. Right now, see right now it is created only the few folders, right? So I'm just only few folders. How many? 16. But there's a lot many, right? Do the same thing. So I'm just closing this Excel and so delete this Excel and try to run again. I'll go to the first and run again. Now just observe the bot. The bot will go to the each and every page, extract the information, load into the Excel, and loop each and every record from this Excel, the records, and what it will do. It has an email ID, right? So we can send a mail. It is very easy. So you have a send mail activity. We just mention this email ID, and it will send to the particular the email. So yeah, subject and body you can mention. The HTML tag, HTML body is also you can mention. So what it has to create? So it has to create the folders. Let us see. So whether it will create a folders or not. Yeah. Yeah, the bot is still running, but yeah, so after extracting all the things, so it is it's done. Let us see here. Wow. Okay, it's created all the folders. Maybe one might have some illegal characters. Maybe that is having the a bigger file name. Okay, so folder name. Okay, now it is created and it is extracted the information. So do you understand how easy the development is? The development is very easy. So you just simply drag and drop. Okay, now okay, so in the same example, what I have to do, see here. So we have Excel, right? We have Excel, and let us see the rent receipt. Okay, this is a rent receipt, and where is that? Just imagine in these names we have to give the name of the person. Okay, here the name of the person. So sorry, name of the person. Let's close. See what we have to do. So we have a number of persons, right? In these folders, we have a number of persons. In the each person folder, this is empty. But what we have to do within this, it has to create a PDF with that particular person name. Okay, understand the person name. So here it has to give the person name. So let us see how easy it is. Okay, so let us see a small example. So we'll close it. Okay, so these activities, it has many activities available. Before that, so Jyoti, do you get the answer for that question? The 5 parts I showed you, right? So do you want me to show into the previous example? So just ping in the chat window. Do you get the answer for that question? So so here, yeah, it will. I will close. So with a small extension of this one. Okay. So Praveen. So I will close. So see, it is a. So first of all, before going to this example, so I am telling that. So don't have a confusion. So don't. So because you don't know each and every activity and each and every parts, right? I will explain. So in this part, so just observe how much what is the usage of that keyboard. Okay, so these many folders, so to create a human, it takes a lot of time, right? So that's what. So I want you to understand. Yeah, it is definitely difficult to understand this in this point. Okay, I'm not going to, so I'm not telling you to understand this all the things. I'm just expecting from you only the see. So using the robot, you can do this kind of things. I want you to understand. That's it. Okay, using the robot, we can create a folders. That's it. You don't need to. You don't want to understand right now in this point how to create. Okay. So what to create? So what to do using the RPA? That's what I want from you. Okay, that means to understand. So don't go in depth. So because if you, I'm just telling these things for understanding. So we can just simply create moving the data from the website to the Excel very easily in the RPA. That is enough. Okay, so don't go for what is the sheet. So what is the range and what is this variable. So when we have to use, don't worry. I will explain from the scratch. From the ABCD, I will explain. We'll go to the go for the each and every letter and form the words, form the sentence, form the paragraphs. Okay. The folders create automatically. Okay, so that's what. So you have to understand. So the folders create automatically. The files will create automatically. Now let us see how the PDFs will create automatically. The PDFs. Okay. So after this PDFs, we will close this session, and let's see how the PDFs will. The dynamic PDFs. The dynamic PDFs in the sense. Let's see here. There is a receipt. The dummy receipt. So here they have to give a name called, suppose for example, Rajesh is there, Rajesh Shetty has to come. So Suresh is there, Suresh Shetty has to come. Okay, that's what. So we need. So in the same, so I am replacing the name only. So that you can understand. So the price and months also you can just change. Okay, so now let us see. Can we do this one? Yeah, Tara. Okay, so now once we create a folder, So the Word documents, Word. So interact the MS Word, right? So if you type, so by default, it will come many activities. So just tell me, so you have a mobile apps in the mobile, right? So in your mobile, whether it is Android or iPhone, so you have a apps in the mobile, right? If you don't have an app which you want to use, suppose for example, so you want to use the Ola cab, okay? Ola app is not there in your mobile. So what you have to do? Just type in the chat window. You have to use the, okay, so the facility of the Ola. So you have to book or Uber. Okay, so what you have to do? Anything, so iPhone or Android, any iPhone or Android, if you don't find the app which you want to use in your mobile, what is the next step you are doing? Suppose for example, Ola app is not there in your mobile, but you need that Ola. Yeah, so you will install that app from the App Store, right? You have an Android, so Google App Store is there, iPhone App Store is there. So like that, so you have to install. In the same way, suppose for example, these are all the activities. You have many activities are available, but I didn't find the activities to interact with the Word. Okay, so I type the Word, so I'm not finding any activities. So if you don't find any activities in your project, so what you have to do, you have to install. So there is a manage packages, go to the manage packages, click all packages, and type the Word. So you can install that. These things and also how to install these things and all I will explain later. But just see how I'm installing into your project, this project. Okay, so we just install this package into this project. So once you install this package into this project, so you can utilize all the you can manipulate or do actions using the Word. Suppose Word, the Word. Now you can see the lot of things, right? Earlier we're not finding these many things. So what we can do is, so we can just simply copy file. This copy file, just hard coding the path of this template. Imagine this is a template. Copy the path of the template from the template and to, I'm just copying this whole folder up to folder plus slash, okay, slash, and so rent docx. Okay, so already if it's already there. Now use a Word activity. There is a Word application scope. Everything I will explain in detail in future. This is just understand what we are able to do in the RPA. That's it. Okay, so don't worry about these all things. Okay, I'm just using the so here there is a replace text is there. Okay, just replace text. Which text we have to replace? We have to replace with the text of this one. The text of this one. Okay, here search for this word, replace with the current row of what is it? So 1.toString. Okay, so replace this text. Once you replace, you have a save document as a PDF. You can save the document as a PDF. This document. Instead of docx, I'm just using the PDF. That's it. So let's do the same thing. Let's go back here. The position 1, and go to the calendar. Here I'm just removing everything is empty. Let's go make this folder as a empty. What is it? 2. Okay, maybe. Okay, so the folder is empty now. Let us try to run. Again, I'm saying, so the bot will just read each and every page, information from each and every page, and go and create a folders for each and every name and it will just create a document file and text file, PDF file with the that particular rent receipt. Okay, so I just replace the name only. Okay, so just imagine you can replace the from and to, from where, what time to what date to what date they have to pay. So what is the amount, the rent amount, okay? Everything you can just replace dynamically. Okay, let us see now. This is going to create a folder. See, it is creating the folders. Okay, and you can see, you can observe that the word is also your opening. See here, the word is also opening and creating in the taskbar. You can see. So meanwhile, just open one, Tarun. See the rent receipt is, it is created, the PDF file it is created. How easy it is. We're not going to write any code, right? So we're not writing any code. But see here, the name, Tarun Kumar. We didn't write any code. So you can remove this document. So if you have delete, if you go to the Gopi, you can see here. And the same thing, we can do the send as a mail also. Okay. Anil Kumar, as it is having the converting the PDF, these things and all. That's why it is opening the files. Yeah. So that's it. So before that, so I forgot to introduce myself. So UiPath. My name is Sudhir Nimagada. So I have a years of experience in IT. I started my career as a .NET developer. I work in the as a .NET developer and SQL Server developer. I work in the SQL Server and SSIS package engineer. Then from last 3+ years of onwards, I'm working in UiPath technology. Okay. So I have YouTube channels. You can see the URL in the below. So you can go and subscribe the this. And yeah, okay. So Elizabeth and the link. So which topics we cover in this whole code. So that is there in this document, as well as I prepared yesterday the URL. I think you all know that URL, so you already seen, right? So that URL. If you don't see, just message me. I will forward you. And these are the topics I cover in the. This is a weekend batch, a Saturday Sunday batch. Saturday 2 to 3 hours and Sunday 2 to 3 hours. Okay. So to learn the UiPath, the practice is very important. Got it? So yeah, it is while it is creating folders.